Wrap me in a bolt of lightning, send me on my way still smiling. Maybe that's the way I should go, straight into the mouth of the unknown. I left the spare key on the table. I never really thought I'd be able to say I merely visit on the weekends. I lost my whole life and a dear friend. I've said it so many times.
And they're going to give it to the Packers. Goes to the touchdown. Holy cow!
Welcome back. Joining us now, a very, very special guest, former Packers All-Pro safety, LeRoy Butler. And recently, you were named one of the 25 semifinalists for induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Third straight year you've been a semifinalist. Now, in the relatively near future, they're going to name the finalists, the 15 finalists. In between, this time, you just play the waiting game? That's got to be nerve-wracking.
Well, I'm used to it in a way. But this the first year at Rock, I really thought about the process because it's the 100th year in the NFL. And I said to myself, you were all decade, and you were the only one that hasn't been a finalist, not to get in, just to be a finalist. So somebody can get up and state your case. And I was thinking about that. Why is that? I mean, you can't use smallest market. You can't use there's too many guys in the 90s because it was just Brett, Ron Wolf, and Reggie White, and hopefully Holmgren one day. But so I don't know. But yeah, it is a lot of waiting game. But at the same time, you understand, too, that you're blessed.
Let's talk about some of your facts and figures. 38 interceptions, 20 and a half sacks, the NFL's first 20-20 man. 13 forced fumbles, 10 fumbles recovered, 4 Pro Bowls, 4 times first team All-Pro, and a member of the All-Decade team from the 90s. Of those numbers that the committee will consider, is there one you're most proud of?
It has to be all decade. That's the one I'm most proud of because I found out by mistake, because Lee Rimmel was kind of like my uncle. I said, Lee, I got a chance. He looked at me, and his glasses, he would pull them down to his nose. He said, what do you mean a chance? You're on it. I said, well, wait now, they only got like 2 safeties. He said, no, you're on it. And the announcement hadn't come out yet. So I just sat and reflected in my locker and said, man, that's amazing. Because I know it was a big deal about if Brett was going to make it or Aikman was going to be on it. And I looked at that particular team to be one of the guys on it really made me drive home down 41 saying, man, that's amazing. It's truly amazing.
Something else the committee will consider is that you invented the Lambeau Leap. And they certainly should consider it because it's probably the most iconic of all football celebrations. However, I think people tend to consider the wrong part of it because prior to your leap, the guy who forced the fumble that Reggie recovered was LeRoy Butler. LeRoy, I would say that is a Hall of Fame play made by a Hall of Fame player.
And it was all spontaneous. People ask me all the time, did I think about it? No, I did not. I mean, and you're right, once I caught the fumble, I'm looking around, I see Bennett, our outside linebacker, Bryce Pop, and at the side of my eye, I saw Reggie. And I think Steve Wisniewski they were kind of tussling. I said, Reggie's gonna pitch this ball. But Holmgren always told us to never pitch balls. Don't do that because you may fumble it. And as I spontaneously saw him, and he just pitched it to me, and as I'm running down the sideline rock, I never thought about doing anything, but I just remember seeing the fans. What's a better celebration to jump up and hug the fans and say thank you for buying maybe the worst seats in any stadium, but you get to hug them and show your appreciation.
Touchdown for LeRoy Butler! Holy cow!
Roy, I'm going to throw out some names, and all I'm looking for is like a sentence or two. Your just first reaction. Reggie White.
Everything about leadership. Truly everything. It was a losing culture in the 80s going to the early 90s. Reggie changed that. And Reggie was okay to say, it's okay to say that you're saved and play football. And the guy was truly amazing. It's almost like being around your parents when you can't say a bad word. Oh, that's Reggie. You're drinking a beer. Oh, hide the beer. There's Reggie. You gotta just, and I'm just so glad that he was able to come here.
Brett Favre.
He should have had his own reality show a long time ago, because this guy was funny, but you would think he would not imitate Lee Ramo. You would think he would not joke on the head coach. Everybody was, I mean, he was the ultimate teammate, because he can go to African Americans and talk about playing spades. He can go to the white players and talk about hunting. He can go to the young players and talk about Atari or Sega Genesis. He can go to the kids that listen to rock music and rock out. He was the ultimate teammate, and we loved everything about him.
Mike Holmgren.
If it wasn't for Mike Holmgren, I wouldn't be sitting here, because Rock, he convinced me that if you want to be a star, you have to act like one, and you must make big plays. He convinced me that every time I played a safety, Tim McDonald, Mert Hanks, I got to outplay them. If I don't, we're going to lose. That was his conversation. Outplay the guy every week, and you've done your job.
Final name for you, LeRoy Butler.
Ooh. You're trying to make me cry. Don't do this. No.
No, I'm not trying
Yes,
to make
you
you
are.
cry.
Yes, you
I want to
are.
know what LeRoy feels about LeRoy.
But I remember a conversation I had with my mother. She's my role model. You know, African American, in a wheelchair, I had club feet. Kids bullied me from 0 to 12. I was in the projects, in Florida, no air conditioning, but I always had a smile on my face because I knew how my life was going to end. And she told me to be a leader, not a follower. But if you're going to follow, choose the right leader. My grandparents, my teachers, you know, positive people. She convinced me of that as a kid, and I told her, Rock, when I grow up, I'm going to play in the NFL and get you out of the projects. I was an 8-year-old with these braces on my leg like Forrest Gump, and that's all I think about. And the reason why I do want to make the Hall of Fame is to let kids know that you could wear that jacket and still help the community, not just disappear. That gives me a bigger platform to help people I do not know. That's very important to me.
And Roy, if there is any justice, you are soon to become a Hall of Famer. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.